Tune into Double Shot Drones. Dive into the world of drones with Davy and Mike. Get the latest insights, thrilling innovations, and stories that will take you higher. Subscribe now on Spotify and YouTube.
So, how was your day? Good.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do much. I just edited podcasts, two podcasts, and went to a couple of recreation centers, and they told me that they had drones, like rec departments, city recs.
They had their own drones?
The IT department had their own drone, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Are they any good at it? Yeah. I need to like talk to the director though, just to see if they can do what I can do. Anyway, let's just keep this short here.
Did you
Right.
not to cut
What?
you off, but did you get a call from any of those beast people?
Yeah, I got an email about how they're going to try to change things and give a whole bunch of jobs to a few pilots. Did you get that email?
I saw that email, yeah, but I I think I told you the other day I got an email, or no, I got a text from I got two texts or two voice messages from two new kids or two young guys, whatever. They sounded like they were new, but I had been sent a batch. I think I told you I'd been sent a batch of like 6 for like $140, exteriors and stuff like that.
Right.
And I rejected it, you know what I mean? Because, if I've got to drive to Cape Coral for a friggin' exterior, then I'm giving up the day that I could potentially get a real estate job for $400. What's the point? So today, I didn't see the phone call that came in earlier today until I got back here about 5 o'clock. And it was from this guy, Adam, in Texas. So I called him. He said something about he was helping Ariana, I think her name is. She was a little
Yeah.
in the weeds type of thing, and he was helping her even though he was in Texas. And they had said to call me. They told him to call me because I was like the main point of contact here in Fort Myers. Apparently, and he said, I put a few jobs on there today. He goes, but would you be willing to take like 26 jobs? The VP told me to call you and ask, would you be able to take 26 jobs? And I'm like, well, hang on a second. Is it a batch of 26 and are they exteriors and stuff? He goes, no, they're all premium 4-points. I
Are
said,
they in
20.
your area too? Like in your area?
And yeah, there's only one of them that's in Naples. So they're all from Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Bonita Springs, like Fort Myers Beach. And I was like, and I looked at my calendar and I'm like, buddy, fired up, let's go,
Dude, I've had a really slow week. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like one or two bees jobs, and I'm like trying to pick up some pickup jobs, but
Well,
I'm
I
using
think
this week as I'm catching up on the podcasts and I'm figuring out how to promote that as well, which I think we need to do a Zoom just on that. We need
yeah,
to coordinate some night on how we can together get these casts out there to people because we're slowly making traction. I mean,
I want to go back to this for a second because
sorry.
you remember I sent you that thing like 2 weeks ago about the insurance company shutting down in Florida here.
Yeah, you
I
did.
sent you
Yeah.
an article, a TV or a newspaper article about an insurance company shutting down, and there's going to be like 250,000 or 350,000 people without insurance.
Yeah.
I think that might have just happened, and that's why they've got such an influx of
New
policies.
policies going on. Yeah. It could be. So, Inglewood, Clearwater, Tampa, like seven more malls.
You know what's in Port Charlotte? You should go and do that. Oh,
What's that? What is that? I can't see it.
That's the one with the clouds,
That's the what?
the house with the clouds and the lake and the,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
that's in Port Charlotte, bro.
Oh, no shit. You should send me the address. That's
Uh,
sweet.
I don't even know where it is. I mean,
Is it like a town?
oh, you know what? I'll be able to
Right?
figure it out because it was a real estate job that I did, and I mean I wasn't even doing that house. That was just there. I mean, I did a real estate job over there. And when I put the drone up, I'm like, oh, look at that. So I sent the drone over, and I did a couple of circles, you know.
I do that all the time.
But I'll be able to figure out where it is, and maybe I mean it's a what do you call it? It's a harbor, you know what I mean? So it might be just full access. I don't think it's gated community.
It's not supposed to rain. We're kind of in a drought now.
But then, you know, that means you would have the same video as me.
Mine would be better. Come on.
Probably. Oh, yeah. Probably, bro. Probably. You know what I mean? Probably.
Maybe
You know,
not. Who knows? Hey, I think I
probably.
got 10 more followers on TikTok.
10?
Yeah, when I took Brinley to school today, I didn't have a lot to do. I just sat there in my truck and I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking do what Davy said. I'm gonna answer these capture. Da, 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 da.
Mike, no,
Boom.
I don't.
Boom.
I click on the
Just the like?
I click on the magnifying glass up in the corner and I'll put into search, I'll put in like drone photography, drone videos, drone pilots, or just photography or travel or something like that there. And then I'll find something that I like and then I click on them, you know, somebody that has, you know, a ton of great work. I mean, I'm not going to follow somebody that doesn't have any good work.
Yeah.
And I'll click on,
3 posts. Yeah. Bullshit.
yeah, but I also see how many people they follow.
Yeah.
Because if, you know, I mean, if they've posted like, you mean, if they've got 350,000 followers and they only follow 3 people, you mean, I'm not following them, even though they've got 350,000 people, you know. But what I will do is I will follow people who follow a lot of people, and I'll click on their followers and see who they're following.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll see now. A lot of times when you click on it, it says no, it's private. They don't let you
Right.
see who they are
But you're
following.
not commenting on any of their stuff?
Well, what I do is I just click on the picture or the video, and I heart it. You know, I give it a heart, and then I scroll.
That's
Go to
all
the
you do. Just a heart. Boom.
heart, scroll, heart,
Well,
scroll.
I do
heart,
the
scroll,
heart, and I'll
heart,
just say
scroll,
like
heart, scroll, heart. But Mike,
quick.
that fast.
Yeah.
I don't watch the video. I mean, sometimes I do, but for 90% of the time I don't. I'm just heart, scroll, heart, scroll, heart, scroll, and I will heart about 10 or 12 of their pictures in like 30 seconds. You know what I mean? And then I'll go to the next. I'll go to another follower, and I'll see, you know, who else does that, and I just heart follow, heart follow, heart follow, or heart scroll, heart scroll, heart scroll, and like every once in a while I'll put a comment in there, but for 90% of the time I'm just hearting and scrolling.
And then you get home and you find you got 30 new followers.
Dude, I'm up at, what am I, 1,020 or something?
Well, hey, speaking of that, now supposedly you can go live. You can do, isn't that one of the perks? After 1,000 followers, you can do a live stuff.
Is it?
Yeah, so maybe we could do the drone, the Double Shot podcast promo a little bit on your feed, on your live thing or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, I hear, yeah, listen, the whole going live thing is not my freaking cup of tea, bro.
I know I've never really done it. I've you know what though? I've seen other people go live and I kind of like, yeah, I know that dude. Oh,
2018 I've got, 2018. Well, what I've thought about doing, now that you say that, you know, and I'll tell you, this is another thing. Although I hate this time of year we're coming into for our business with these insurance jobs, because it's
hot.
it's getting brutally hot. But what I like about that is I did 2 jobs today, and the 2 jobs I did today was home watch.
What?
You know what I mean? they open the door, go do your thing. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about the homeowner being there, and you know what I mean?
Oh, I love those.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Well,
there.
this time
Yeah,
of year, snowbirds go north. You know what I mean? So
that's
it's a lot
true.
of home watch. So now it's a very good opportunity to go live or record you can record a video. You don't have to necessarily do it live, but you can just record a video and say, my job today is this, 6 bedroom, blah 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 on the 10th hole of the golf. Who cares if it's on the 7th hole? It's the 10th hole of the golf course. You
Right.
know, the infinity age pool and stuff like that there. So let's get this job done, and boom, boom, boom. And everybody sees these big houses that you're doing, you know what I mean?
That's
You know,
true.
and you don't have to worry about the homeowner, like, whatever. And so you walk around, you take a small video and you do a thing with the thing, and what I mean, blah, 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 and just record it and then splice it, and or
Yeah.
even, in the car. But dude, can I tell you, I'm not a big fan of wearing my or advertising that I work for Bees 360.
I know. That's what I was just gonna say. Maybe just do the roost part. Hey,
Yeah, but
I talked to Ronald today. Kind of like you talked to Adam a lot. I talked to Ronald. He just calls me. Like I've never once called him. I don't have to. He calls me. He was my partner at BizCon, and I enjoy it. Just like talking to you, I enjoy it.
maybe
And
you should maybe you should return the favor and call them every once in a while,
I will text him every now and then, and I mean, I was just so busy. I don't have time for it. And I feel bad too, because I'm always the one that like kind of says, I gotta go, Ron, I gotta go. We'll talk for 10, 15 minutes. But the cool thing is I always get good information from him. He was telling me today that we should call the city manager and get listed under the emergency team for the city. And so I called City of Clearwater, and they gave me the person in charge of the emergency team, and it was this fire chief. And then so I called him, left a message, and then I called some of the coastal cities, St. Pete Beach, Madeira Beach, and just I never got through to anybody, but I just left a message, kind of did that first step. And I'm thinking like you and I both live in coastal areas, so could be a strong possibility we can get on those teams, or at least to have them know that we're available.
Well, on that note,
For that,
did you fill
and you
out
get paid for it too.
did you fill out the form on the Base 360?
Yeah, I didn't. I need to do that. I didn't,
Well, neither did I, but
because I
again,
didn't want. I was like, what are they gonna fucking pay us for that?
well, again, they're going to get the job and place you, but then they're going, they'll place a person and get $500 an hour for the person and pay you $60.
Exactly.
I mean, how does that work? You mean you're going to take the money from me going to do the job because you placed me there?
Yeah, that's how it works. I bet. Yeah.
I mean,
Ronald gets. He says they pay pretty well.
they pay those emergency things pay freaking phenomenal, bro.
Yeah, because they're
Phenomenal.
using FEMA money and stuff, I guess, or
Yeah,
city budget money and stuff.
yeah,
And he was also saying that Parks and Rec, they've got
yeah.
a budget.
You
They got a
mentioned that
budget.
before.
Yeah, and they got to use up that budget. Otherwise, they don't. I forgot what happens if they don't use the money, but they don't. It doesn't roll over.
It doesn't roll over. Yeah, so they lose the money.
So, but I guess if they use it that year, like say they never used it for drone video or promotions or something like that, and then the next year they might get even more money for that because they used it the year before. That's the way Ronald was kind of explaining. He said he made over $18,000 on
For the
Parks and
Parks and Rec.
Recs this year, just this year. He said they keep on calling them. I was like, well, did they have like
Hang on,
a IT department?
2024? so
What's that?
far in 2024?
2024. Yes.
18 grand.
And by the way, he just paid the 18 grand to do the, you know what? The magnet mindset.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he just did it.
Magnum Mindset or
I think it's magnet minds. Isn't that the 18
Catapult?
grand?
Catapult.
Whichever one's 18 grand. I think it was the one with Gina. Because he was mentioning that he just talked to Gina today.
Well, she's part and parcel of everything.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure.
I think it might be the
Well, he said it was 25 grand if you do payments, and it was like 18 or 20 grand if you pay it all at once.
that's Catapult.
Okay, maybe it is. And I was like, good for you. I mean, I don't see myself doing that anytime soon. Not unless I get a big $100,000 contract. But he's like, yeah, I'm hoping. I'm like, how long you been doing it? He's like, oh, I've been doing it for a couple months. I'm like, what do you think? He's like, I don't know. I haven't gotten much out of it yet. I'm like, okay, well, let me know.
Well, I mean that's I mean 25 grand is it's
That's
two and
like
change.
that's to infinity. Yeah, that's
Well, it's
until
two
you
and change. What do you mean?
until you pay it off. I guess I don't know.
No, well, if you pay
Well, is the 18 grand for like a year, or is that like forever?
it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like 25 grand. Well, when I spoke to Adam, he mentioned something about it being like 17,000. For Catapult, but I think that's for the year.
So then the next year you got to pay another 17?
Yeah,
Oh my God, uh, that's ridiculous to me.
it's
Yeah.
not a one time friggin' for the
I
rest
thought it
of
was like for even forever. I thought that was a lot, but I mentioned that to my wife. She's like, "Don't even fucking say that to me." I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. Don't worry. Got in trouble going to BizCon, but yeah, I was really surprised he was in it because he never talked about it before. So, and I was like, "Hey, dude, we need to get you on the podcast. All we need is 30 minutes of your time."
Yeah, let him tell us about it,
But but I'm gonna post Adams on Sky Network, and maybe we'll get some traction for and say, hey, look, we're looking for more guests.
Well, I'm waiting to I mean, I haven't gotten paid from Fernandez yet. When did I do that job? I haven't even seen it. I did it on the 5th. I did it on Sunday. I sent everything to him Sunday night. Monday, Tuesday, today's Wednesday. I figured I would have it today.
I think he wouldn't be a problem coming on. He's always, like Adam, he's pretty accessible.
Yeah. I just want, I want to get this back when, once he contacts me about, I mean, it was
Yeah,
coincidental
sure.
that he reached out, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Well,
just,
maybe on the podcast we can say, hey, I want to get paid. Just kidding.
no, I mean, no, I'm waiting for him to contact me and then I'll say, oh, and by the way, James,
Okay.
you know, when are you,
Let's get you.
when are you jumping on the podcast?
Sounds good. That sounds good. Also, Pablo, right? Pablo?
I never met Pablo.
He's in Sebring or something like that, or in the middle of the state somewhere.
Yeah,
He'd be a really good guest too.
I never met him. He wasn't at this last.
I didn't. Oh, we're on our 10 minutes now. I never met him personally, but I did buy his book.
I bought his book as well. Well, I don't
Yeah.
have it. Disappeared in the hurricane. Like all my stuff,
Are
all
you
my hat,
serious?
my Sky Eye hat and T-shirts.
Well, you're past all that. I mean, you're already operating real estate photographer. All right, so before we screw this up again, I'm gonna just start. I know where I left off. And I'm just gonna start right there. Okay, and I'll
Yeah,
splice it all.
you flew out of the church and you went over there and you were following the procession
Yep.
down the.
Yeah, so I was yeah, I was following the procession, you know, as close as I could, try not to bump into anything or, you know, and I had like a 200-foot airspace authorization. So I thought, oh, I'm pretty good. But I'm heading very quickly to the downtown area of Tampa. And I'm like, okay, they're going to be turning off soon. So, and also, I'm going to be missing my signal. I'm going to be losing my signal soon. So I'm going to have to, divert and come back and all that. And so, and that's what I did. And when I got the drone down, I called up Clemmy and I said, hey, Clemmy, or I didn't call you up, I texted her, hey, Clemmy, I want to meet you guys at the funeral at the cemetery. Where exactly is that? Up until then, it was kind of vague where it was, because I got information from the police captain that was escorting the whole parade of cars. And she told me the cemetery, da, da, da. I'm like, okay, I'm going to cruise over there. I'm like, I'll beat these guys, no problem. And I'm like taking the Google route, and not even thinking that caravan of cars with an escort is not going to stop. They're going to go through all the lights. So sure enough, I get to the cemetery and I'm like stuck in traffic and I see all the flashing lights, the police cars and everything, or police motorcycles. And I'm like, crap, I'm not going to be able to get this footage, you know? But slowly it loosened up and I was able to park by the side of the cemetery really quickly, get the drone up. By then, all the cars were, already kind of parked in a cemetery, like it was weird. It was kind of like in a T or like a cross,
Yeah.
somewhere this way. And but I was getting some good footage, and I got down and I'm like, okay, where's the hearse? Hearse don't look like hearse. You know what I mean? They look different now. They're shorter. They're more stylish, actually. They don't look like a hearse. And not the big long limousine, like they used to be.
Yeah.
So anyway, I finally found it, and I saw the pallbearers kind of going, lining up and everything. And then I saw Clemmy, and she was helping put on her brother's jacket, and I was like, and she looks up, and she starts waving, and then her friend starts waving, and her friend starts taking a picture of the drone in the sky. And I'm like, okay, I'm in the right place now. So I hovered and I waited till the casket came out, slowly, and then and at that point I'm like, okay, I'm gonna probably change the music when I put the sound to this thing. And I ended up putting what do you call
Cat,
Amazing Grace,
Amazing Grace.
a sub dubbed Amazing Grace over the video footage, and I think it was bagpipes or something. It sounded really cool though, and so I did that, and they the her name is Dora. She was being buried under this tree. So once they got the casket under the tree, it was pretty useless. Couldn't get any footage. So I stopped the drone and I flew it back to my truck. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, let me drive over there, see if I can get better. And sure enough, I did. I was able to get some footage a little bit like just above the road and get the casket in view and everything. And kind of just, and then what I did is I spliced everything together and made a cool little video. And so far, uh, everybody in the funeral procession loved it. They saw it. They're talking about it on Facebook and how lovely they thought it was, and da da da. And then she gave the video to the funeral director, and then she gave me his information and everything. And she said, "Hey, you should just contact him about it. Maybe he could do this for another funeral." And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, it's probably not going to be right for all funerals, but certain
Yeah.
funerals where they're doing a celebration of life, and maybe the person died,
Yeah.
natural causes, they might want something like that. And so it'd be interesting to put that out on Sky Network to see who else have done a funeral.
I'd like to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll send you the link. You can just grab it
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Dropbox. It's about well, it's about, I want to say 2 to 3 minutes maybe or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. I cut it down quite a bit though. But we got 4 minutes left. Yeah, so
That's a neat project. I mean,
that's I remember Damien was talking about ways to drop ashes.
yeah.
Did anybody ever figure that out? Like how to,
No,
but there is a way to do it.
of course there is a
I
way. I mean,
saw something online where it's like a box and then you have like
yes.
this, it's a Bluetooth thing or something or Wi-Fi.
You need a bigger drone than the
Probably
Earth.
probably like
But
a
it's the same, it's probably something
fire.
along the same lines as, the fishermen tie their bait and
I've seen that one too. You showed that to me.
and they fly it out, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they have a release of some description on their drone to drop the bait once they get it far enough out there, you know?
And then on that one, he grabbed the fish grabbed the line and pulled the drone right into the water.
Yeah.
Was that the one you sent? The one you
No,
sent
no,
me?
no. I think I sent that one, but that was just like that was in a lake, or that was in a river. I'm talking about guys that are beach casting, you know what I mean? And they're tying their bait onto a drone and they're flying their
Oh, just
drone.
to get. Oh, okay. Then it's not attached to the drone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Once they
No, it
drop
is.
it, it's yeah to get
Yeah,
it
but
out
they have
there.
to have some type of a clip on their drone to hold it,
Yeah.
the bait and their line, and fly it out into the ocean. You know what I mean? Because when you're beach casting, you'll only get it so far. They want to get it 3 times as far as that. So they fly it out with their drone. But once they get the drone out there, they have to release it. So
Yeah.
there's got to be some type of a release.
Yeah, and it's not that far where I mean, you can definitely get like yeah, it's probably a Bluetooth, sends a signal to it or something, or Wi-Fi, or yeah, there's got to be something like that. Probably pretty inexpensive. We got a minute and 55 seconds. So let's just do our send off and then we can talk after that. So, hey gang, it's great talking to you, Frank.
Frank, nice
Anybody
to
else
see you.
listening?
Yes, Frank.
It's good night for me.
And it's good night from him. The
We
two Ronnies.
we gotta start thinking about some shirts, Davy. And that's
Sure.
gotta be on there somehow. Just maybe when we get more people watching, but that's kind of our signature there.
Yeah, I should tell my dad, because the two Ronnies were something that we watched as a family the whole
I
time.
watched that thing you sent me. That was kind of funny. Yeah.
Ronnie Corbett and Ronnie Barker. Two Ronnie.
But yeah, start thinking about a t-shirt. That'd be cool to get
Dolly.
Dolly. Or
Dolly.
wasn't Adam saying that Photoshop has a pretty good
Yeah, but
I
it's in the beta.
the
And there's
beta phase, yeah.
yeah, the
I haven't
beta
seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet, but
beta Photoshop has got some
Yep.
hiccups.
That's true. All right, man. Good night.
All right, you
Have a
guys.
good week. Yep.
Yep.
Well, we'll just wait till it goes out. My battery is on about 3. I think we have pretty good content. No worse, probably no better than any other drone podcast out there.
Well, I think we're different in the aspect where we're not necessarily giving advice on.
Right. Yeah. It's more of
You
a
know,
casual.
Everybody's out there trying to teach you something and coach you something, and
Yeah.
whereas we're just I guess brainstorming and trying to
Talking about our
navigate
week.
the waters, so to speak, over there and over there, the waters, and